This is Russell Copeland, former NFL player for the Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles, and Green Bay Packers. Member of Super Bowl 28 for the Buffalo Bills. Played collegiately for Memphis State, which is now known as the University of Memphis. And I'm just going to talk a little bit today about Lamar Jackson. He's been in the news today. Just talk about from a business standpoint, talk about it from a contractual standpoint, and talk about from a comparison to other quarterbacks that play his positions that have gotten guaranteed money. And when you look at Lamar Jackson, I think as a great quarterback, as the franchise quarterback, the player, the face of an NFL team, I think he's been scrutinized more than any other quarterback that has played as well as he's done that is a superstar quarterback in the history of the National Football League. And I think this scrutiny goes back to before he was even drafted. There are some owners, there were some player personnel, some general managers, just some teams in general that wanted him to play another position, wanted him to play running back, wanted him to play wide receiver, wanted him to be a kickoff returner. And when you look at what he has done in his career, I think he's superseded all those expectations being taken, I think, in the last part of the first round. You look at quarterbacks that were taken in front of him, and I think all of these quarterbacks were top 15 picks overall. The number one overall pick is Baker Mayfield. He's fighting for his career. He's been released from the Browns. He's been traded to Carolina. He's been released from Carolina, and he's been playing the last 3 or 4 games with the LA Rams. You look at Sam Darnold. Didn't do very well with the Jets. Hasn't really done very well at Carolina. He's really fighting for a starting job in the National Football League. And then there is Josh Rosen. He hasn't really even touched the field. And I think Josh Allen has had a tremendous career. I think you can, there's an argument who has played better, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. I think it's really close. But the Buffalo Bills took care of Josh Allen. It wasn't any questions about his ability. Wasn't any questions about him being the face of the franchise. I think they gave him $258 million with $150 million guaranteed. So now I want to go inside the numbers with Lamar Jackson. At 26 years of age, he has a MVP. He's won 73% of his games. He's 45-16 as a starter. He's completed 64% of his passes, thrown for over 12,000 yards. To be exact, 12,209 yards with 101 touchdowns. And many say that he can't throw. Those numbers are pretty good. And we know how he runs the football. We know his rushing ability. We know his explosiveness. We know about his athleticism. He's rushed for 4,437 yards and 24 touchdowns. So when I look at his career, and I look at the totality of it, and I look at the scrutiny that he's taken, I don't really think that it's warranted. I think the Baltimore Ravens should have taken care of Lamar Jackson, of what he means to that team, his leadership ability, what he has done off the field in the community, and how he has won football games for you and put you in positions to win your division and be able to get into the playoffs and win football games. And he's doing that, and he's still relatively young at 26 years of age. And when you look at where the market is set, I think the Baltimore Ravens should have taken care of Lamar Jackson before the market has inflated, before Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed. And I think the word is used too loosely. I think the conversation is too loosely about great quarterbacks in the National Football League. There's not a plethora of great quarterbacks in the National Football League. There's a handful of great quarterbacks in the National Football League, and there's good quarterbacks, good solid quarterbacks in the National Football League. I think Lamar Jackson is a great quarterback in the National Football League. I think the conversation is used too loosely as far as Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in the National Football League. But I'm going to go through the numbers. You look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady's the GOAT, so let's put him to the side. Tom Brady has went to 10 Super Bowls. He has won 7. Then I think about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has been to 2 Super Bowls. He's won 1. He went back-to-back in 2014, 2015. Then there's Patrick Mahomes. We can put Patrick Mahomes to the side. I think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the National Football League. He goes to the Super Bowl back-to-back years in 2019, 2020. He's won one. Then there's Matthew Stafford. He wins his first Super Bowl last year. That's 2022. Then there's Nick Foles and there's Joe Flacco. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl in 2018. He replacing Carson Wentz, I think, late November or maybe early December in 2017. He has one Super Bowl. Then there's Joe Flacco, who wins the Super Bowl in 2013. And then there's the great Aaron Rodgers. I think you can put Aaron Rodgers to the side as well, because as a talent standpoint, I think he's arguably the best talent that we've seen in the history of the National Football League, but he has won one. And you look at Nick Foles and Joe Flacco, they're third string quarterbacks and don't really know if they're going to be on anyone's roster in 2023. So just remember this name, RG3. RG3 was having a tremendous year. He was playing great, but he injured his knee. He came back way too soon. He played for his team. I think it was a playoff game. He played for his team, and it was the Washington Redskins then. Now they're the Washington Commanders, and he ended up having to have surgery on his knee, and his career was never the same. And many talk about RG3. They don't talk about the point that he came back and played. They say that he's a bust. So for Lamar Jackson, he has to be 100%. And I don't think that he's hurt. I do think that he's injured. But you can be injured and be at 70%. Why should Lamar Jackson come out at 70% when he does not have the financial security from the Baltimore Ravens? He does not have the support for the Baltimore Ravens. If Lamar Jackson come out and he does not perform at a high level, then he's not going to get the money that he's asking for, because the Baltimore Ravens haven't given him the money that he's asking for now, and he's definitely proven that he is a great player. He's definitely proven that he's an MVP type of player, and the Baltimore Ravens cannot win without him. He means everything to this organization. It's mind-boggling that they have not come to a decision, come to an agreement for what Lamar Jackson is asking for. So if he comes out and he injures himself, he's not going to get the money that he's asking for. So let me talk about where the quarterbacks have gotten, and I think that he has outplayed most of those quarterbacks. He definitely earns to be at the top. Deshaun Watson at $230 million. I think he's outplayed. He's outperformed Deshaun Watson. Kyler Murray, $189 million, 0.5. He's definitely outplayed that. Russell Wilson, $165 million. And you have to look at where they are in their career right now. Russell Wilson had the worst year of his entire career, and it's understandable why the Seattle Seahawks were willing to part ways from him. Aaron Rodgers, $150 million. He's definitely, he earns that right for $150 million, but still, his career is up in jeopardy. Will he retire? Will he get traded? Then there's Matthew Stafford, wins the Super Bowl last year, $130 million. Now talk a little bit about the future. Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, their contracts are going to be up. Will they get the money that they're asking for? I think so. How much will it be? Over $230 million. Now the market is going to be reset again. Again, just dropping a little knowledge about Lamar Jackson, what he's accomplished on the field, and why he's asking for the money that he's asking for. And does he deserve the money that he's asking for? Yes, he does. It is a business from a National Football League standpoint, and players also, they have to understand that it's a business as well for them. They need to get as much guaranteed money as they can. Again, this is Russell Copeland, former NFL player for the Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles, and Green Bay Packers. Member of Super Bowl 28 for the Buffalo Bills. Played for Memphis State, which is now known as the University of Memphis. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you next time.